A very good evening to you tuned in to UBC TV. We warmly welcome you to News Tonight this Monday, the 23rd of September, 2024. It's me, Micheal Lukomwa, with Elizabeth Nakakoni, our sign language interpreter. We'll start with a look at the top stories and then we'll get it in detail. The G77 plus China has demanded action during the summit for the future. Buganda Road Chief Magistrate quotes charges and remands Kampala City businessman Nasa Nduhukire. Uganda Revenue Authority calls upon the Catholic Church to support tax education among Ugandans. While in sports, Dolphin duo Aziku and Kaumi brilliant while Sengoma impresses. Welcome once again. It's News Tonight, and we'll go direct to what we have for you this evening. The G77 plus China has demanded action during the summit for the future that is happening at the United Nations headquarters in New York. Prime Minister Robina Nabbanja, who is attending the forum, presented the statement on behalf of the G77 plus China during the plenary at the UN headquarters in New York on Sunday. Uganda is the current chair of the G77 plus China, which is the largest intergovernmental organization of developing countries in the United Nations.
The G77 plus China provides the means for the countries of the South to articulate and promote their collective economic interests and enhance their joint negotiating capacity on all major international economic issues within the United Nations system and promote South-to-South cooperation for development. While delivering the statement on behalf of G77 plus China, the Right Honorable Robina Nabbanja said that the future we want should be free from any oppression and free from global inequalities and divides in levels of development, financing, technology and innovation.
The future we want should be free from any oppression and free from global inequalities and divides in levels of development, financing, technology and innovation.
Nabbanja says that the G77 plus China has hopes and conviction that this pact should not become another futile exercise, but must garner political will and commitment across all levels of global leadership to pragmatically address current issues and lay a foundation for solutions for our future global progress and challenges.
Therefore, the global community should commit to the practical implementations of all the agreed actions in the Pact for the Future.
At the event, the Kenyan President Dr. William Ruto noted that multilateral systems are not giving the desired solutions for equitable development and demanded that Africa be given permanent membership on the UN Security Committee.
Today, we have no choice but to reject outdated systems and reimagine a framework of international cooperation that works for all 8 million of us in the planet.
On his part, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that the Pact for the Future offers solutions to the prevailing global challenges.
The Pact for the Future, the Global Digital Compact, and the Declaration on Future Generations open pathways to new possibilities and opportunities. On peace and security, they promise a breakthrough on reforms to make the Security Council more reflective of today's world, addressing the historic underrepresentation of Africa, Asia-Pacific, and Latin America.
The Prime Minister was accompanied by the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Okello Oryem, Uganda's permanent representative at the United Nations, Ambassador Adonia Ayebare, and the head of Sustainable Development Goals in Uganda, Dr. Albert Byamujisha. The Summit of the Future in New York aims at producing an intergovernmentally negotiated, action-oriented pact for the future with chapters on sustainable development and financing for development, international peace and security, global governance, science, technology and innovation, youth and future generations, among others. Mariona Wori for UBC.
The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, has said that Parliament will make sure that responsible government departments receive all the necessary support required to fulfill Uganda's obligations in the cooperation agreements signed during the 9th Forum on China-Africa Cooperation that took place in Beijing. Speaking during a meeting with a delegation of members of the Financial and Economic Committee of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of the People's Republic of China, Tayebwa expressed the need to optimize benefits from the comprehensive cooperative partnership with China.
A delegation of members of the Financial and Economic Committee of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of the People's Republic of China, led by their chairman, Zongshan, have paid a courtesy call to the Deputy Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, Honorable Thomas Tayebwa. Their visit follows a delegation of Ugandan members of Parliament, led by the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, last month's visit to China to attend the 40th anniversary of the National People's Congress.
We shall make sure the responsible government departments receive all the necessary support required to fulfill our country's obligations. Uganda and the People's Republic of China enjoy strong historical and excellent bilateral relations that have been upgraded to a comprehensive cooperative partnership. We should seek to optimize benefits from this mutual cooperation and partnership, including effective execution of projects that enhance Uganda's economic transformation, development and prosperity.
China's economic growth has contributed 30% to the world economic growth. Zongshan, the head of the delegation, expressed the need to deepen the exchange in political, social, culture and civilization with Uganda and the African continent.
Should increase the talking of two countries' development strategies. The third suggestion is to strengthen the exchanges of experience in legislation and state governance so as to create a favorable legal environment for bilateral cooperation.
State Minister for Finance in charge of general duties, Henry Musasizi, moved a vote of thanks.
In this financial year, we have embarked on our 10-fold growth strategy that will see our GDP move from $55 billion to $500 billion by year 2039.
I'm Nafka Farid and Gloria Gwitabinji at Parliament.
Buganda Road Chief Magistrate's Court has charged and remanded Kampala City socialite and businessman Nasa Nduhuchire, also known as Don Nasa, on charges of aggravated trafficking and sexual exploitation of an underage girl. Nasa, who was arrested over the weekend from Kenya, was not allowed to take plea since this court has no jurisdiction to hear the offense against him.
That's Nasa Nduhiraraya's Don Nasa, aged 38 years, a Kampala City socialist and businessman at Buganda Road Magistrates Court, to answer charges that led to his arrest last week. Nasa Nduhire, who was arrested from Kenya in court before Chief Magistrate Nwadi Kayizi, was charged with counts of aggravated trafficking and sexual exploitation of an underage girl.
The second count is defilement, Code Section 1291 of the Penal Code Act, Cap 120. It's alleged that you, Bukuhire Nasa, also known as Don Nasa, between the 23rd of May 2024 and 27th of May 2024, between Tagore Apartments, Mawanda Road, Kapa District, and Chito Zone, Kira Municipality, Wakso District, you performed a sexual act with that same girl, a girl below the age of 18 years. Have you understood the charges?
In the charge sheet read in parts, Don Nasa Nduhire is accused of transporting a 16-year-old from Togole Apartments in Kamocha along Acacia Avenue and harboring her in his residence in Chito Zone, Chideka Division, Wachiso District for 4 days, from 23rd up to 27th May 2024.
You performed a sexual act with that same girl, Count 1 of robbery trafficking in children, called the Social 3A and 5A, carries the maximum sentence of death upon conviction. It therefore means that this court has no jurisdiction to put the charge. It's only told by the High Court.
Don Nasa was not allowed to take plea since this court has no jurisdiction to hear the offense against him. Don Nasa, who is jointly charged with Atete, a 19-year-old personal assistant to Ntungama Municipality Member of Parliament, Yona Musenguzi, her bail has been cancelled following the amendments on the charge sheet of aggravated trafficking and introducing Don Nasa as the second accused person.
That is okay. The reason why we are cancelling this bail is that they have amended the charges, charged with a capital offense, which carries a death sentence. My work is only to remand you, practically. But what you can do, now that you are represented by an able-bodied lawyer here, is going to make a formal application to the High Court ICD, National Crimes Division, for your bail to be reinstated.
Prosecution led by Joseph Chemuhendo told court that inquiries into the case are complete and prayed to court the accused be sent to High Court for a full trial. Presiding Magistrate Lona Dikais remanded the accused to Luzila Government Prison as they wait to appear before the High Court.
I have consulted my client. He says he did not commit the offences. These are just cooked up charges. So he has been remanded, and we shall proceed to the High Court to make the necessary applications for him to get freedom. He's innocent, and whatever has happened now is just procedure. He will get time and get out of prison.
Nasa Nduhira alias Don Nasa was arrested during the weekend by joint security operatives from Uganda and Kenya. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansubuga, UBC News.
The intersecurity agencies have intercepted and arrested 4 Chinese nationals at the Malaba border while trying to escape from Uganda to Kenya. The 4 are accused of aggravated robbery, assault and malicious damage to property. Police spokesperson Rusoke Ketuma says that the Chinese nationals attacked fellow Chinese investors in Namamve Industrial Park and were trying to flee to Kenya.
4 Chinese nationals are being held at Police Directorate of Crime Intelligence to aid investigations concerning aggravated robbery, assault and malicious damage to property. Preliminary police investigations indicate that the 4 suspects who were intercepted in Malaba while attempting to flee the country attacked and assaulted 2 Chinese investors in Namamve Industrial Park.
The assailants allegedly assaulted those victims, vandalized the property, and it is also alleged that they took 2 mobile phones, 1 laptop and a desktop, among other things. Then thereafter fled.
Relatedly, 2 UPDF officers have been apprehended for aiding the 4 men in committing crime. It is alleged that the 2 army officers transported the aggressors.
That is Abdul Aziz Jafar, a driver, and Private Mwanje Brian, while others managed to evade. Being that Mwanje was a member of the armed forces, and we handed them over to UPDF, and we are doing joint investigations in this matter.
In other operations, police arrested former police constable Isaac Ojok over impersonation. It is alleged that Ojok, who was dismissed from force, decided to fabricate traffic police uniform and embarked on extortion of motorists.
So he did not go home. He simply made a corner, fabricated uniform of traffic, and embarked on enforcing traffic regulations, but particularly impounding motorcycles, allegedly for a fee.
Meanwhile, the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, has called on chassis proprietors to submit their credentials for licensing and data update. This follows the recent legislation that transferred the registration responsibility of churches and marriages from the Uganda Registration Services Bureau, URSB, to NIRA.
Besides marriage registration, NIRA will also assume other duties, and these include licensing and registering churches for celebrating marriages, and as well as maintaining registers related to matters required for registration, under relevant laws and holding and disseminating information on marriages celebrated in Uganda.
In a separate development, security agencies are urging the public, particularly those who fell victim to the now remanded Kampala City socialite Nasa Nduhikiri, also known as Don Nasa, to report to their nearest police posts to record statements. Abdul Nasser Lobwama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
The National Environmental Management Authority, that is NEMA, has clarified on why the authority cut down trees during the Lubigi restoration exercise. The Executive Director, NEMA, Dr. Adirega Akankwasa, told UBC that the tree species that had been illegally planted in Lubigi would hinder natural regeneration of the wetland.
The Lubigi restoration exercise that kicked off in May 2024 saw several illegal structures established in the wetland demolished, nursery beds removed, and trees cut down.
Exotic trees are not needed in a wetland. We want plant life, which is part of what was there. Because previously those trees were not there. They are introduced there. So they are not indigenous there. So we want what was there before to be, what should be there.
Along the northern bypass stretch, mature trees that decorated the roadside were not spared. According to NEMA, some of the tree species were harmful to the wetland due to their invasive nature and alteration of the ecosystem.
Eucalyptus, banana plantations, umbrella trees, those are planted for sale. So these are just, the areas are used as areas to generate seedlings for exotic plants. Those are not natural trees. And in any case, you will not find trees in Lubigi. Lubigi is not a wetland which has trees. Those are introduced.
The authority says some of the tree species that had grown along the northern bypass stretch can alter water flow patterns, contaminate water, and also reduce the natural sedimentation process.
Those exotic plants, like Christmas trees or umbrella trees, as you call them, they can be invasive in the sense that they will grow and keep expanding, so that they will eat up the whole area. And we don't need them. Why should we have exotic plants in a wetland? Wetland should have either papyrus or grass or wetland plant life. So it's foreign material which has to be removed.
NEMA is currently using the passive method of natural regeneration to restore the wetland. This has been accompanied by assisted regeneration of channel opening to redirect water flow. Upon completion of the exercise, the authority will embark on active restoration mechanism which involves planting of eco-friendly trees. Some of the trees recommended for wetland regeneration include cypress, which tolerates flooding, black gum, which handles periodic flooding, river birch, which adapts to the wet soils, the willow, which helps stabilize soil, and mangrove. Susan Naonga reporting for ABC TV.
Ugandans have been urged to consider traditional medicine for treatment, which has become so popular, especially since the COVID-19 pandemic. This was revealed by Dr. Grace Nambatia from the Natural Chemotherapeutics Research Institute, along with the National Drug Authority officials and retired Deputy Chief Justice Stephen Kavuma, while addressing the media on the 22nd African Traditional Medicine Day, which is scheduled to take place on the 10th of October 2024 at Makerere University, on the theme focusing on traditional medicine research and development.
Uganda having pulled off the first clinical trial in herbal therapy, Dr. Grace Nambatia highlights her role in the trial as the principal investigator.
Some health workers wouldn't even afford, go to the patients because of the COVID issues. It was very interesting. You recruit patients, you lose out some of them because there are roadblocks, they cannot come over, but all the same, a result came out, which led to establishment of the clinical trial center called CONAT and the Lung Institute. And as we talk, it's taking through other products like Covidex, like Kazire, you know, these people have been researching and had no headway from our lab where we do safety under pharmacology, and we give them these letters.
The former Deputy Chief Justice, Stephen Kavuma, emphasizes building alliances to promote traditional medicine.
When you are in a struggle, you must look for allies who are going to help you to achieve the ends of what you want. And I see a very big need in this struggle of popularizing traditional medicine alongside the other, of getting allies. We need allies in the government, not only, you know, in the Ministry of Health, because decisions are taken collectively. We need to sensitize everybody. We need allies in Parliament.
A senior research officer at the Institute, Francis Omujal, says the Directorate Industrial Training under the Ministry of Education is developing the curriculum on teaching students on how to process, grow and manufacture medicine.
Our students are people who are practicing. Those who want to start practicing, even you, a press person, if you want to come and practice, you come and join us. Those who want to retire and they are passionate about it and want to make it perfect, you come. We have medical people. I'm happy that every year we get medical people. We have nurses, doctors, clinicians coming in to join us. They want to diversify. That is integration. That's what they're going to do.
This conference will converge researchers, civil society organizations, government to present their findings on traditional medicine. Brian Tumwinebiaruhanga, UBC News.
The Uganda Revenue Authority has called upon the Catholic Church to deepen tax education among Ugandans in an effort to expand the country's tax base. The Commissioner General, URA, John Rujoki Musinguzi, made the appeal during a courtesy visit to the Archbishop's residence in Rubaga. The visit also served to affirm URA's readiness for a 5-year partnership.
In the 2024-2025 fiscal year, Uganda Revenue Authority is tasked with collecting at least 32 trillion Uganda shillings out of the 72 trillion national budget. With reduced foreign support, Uganda Revenue Authority will need to rely more on domestic taxes to meet this target.
Self-reliance and the foreign donors reducing in their support, we are facing this even at the national level. Your Grace, as you know, our nation has also been largely reliant on these donors to support our national budget. So as Uganda Revenue Authority this financial year, we have been tasked to collect 32 trillion, and that's what we are looking for.
But the Commissioner General, Musinguzi John Rujoki, highlighted the Catholic Church as a strategic partner in tax education, which could increase civic engagement in tax payment and compliance.
So at URA, we've been trying to see what can we do differently, and what we have come up with is to deepen tax sensitization and education. Your Grace, we believe that many citizens in our country are not paying tax because they have not been fully sensitized on the importance of paying tax. So while we focus on now deepening our tax education, we have identified key strategic partners. And the church, in particular the Catholic Church, is a very strategic partner. That speaks to the desire to now strategically move and partner with the church.
The Archbishop Paul Semugere said the church will support tax education but emphasized the need for tax implementers to ensure that collected funds are utilized to the benefit of the taxpayer.
But some of our people have a feeling that all the money that is collected is misused, and that is another it's not a challenge, but I think it is a task that you have to do, to let people know that this money that is being collected is being put to good use.
Meanwhile, Uganda Revenue Authority has entered a 5-year partnership with Nsambya Babies Home to lead a fundraising initiative for abandoned and neglected children. The partnership will be launched with a charity walk on Saturday, September 28th, with Archbishop flagging it off.
We cannot tell the potential they have until we invest in them and protect them and give them access to education and protection and medical care. You never know, we could be nurturing a president or a bishop or a vicar general or a commissioner general and many other important people for this country. So really that's a good cause. We appreciate it and we will identify with it. We'll make a contribution which maybe we'll announce on the day of the walk.
Crispus Arenitwe, UBC News.
The NRM Electoral Commission has called for expression of interest for the Kisoro Woman Member of Parliament by-elections following the demise of the late MP Sarah Mateke. Dr. Tanga Odoi, the chairperson of the NRM Electoral Commission, says that as of now, the party has not fronted any candidate for this post, hence the call for expression of interest from various people.
The woman MP seat for Kisoro district that became vacant after the death of Sarah Mateke is up for grabs, and potential candidates under the NRM party are advised to formally express their interest.
It is in line with our Article 39(10) of the NRM Constitution that we call for expression of interest. Women who must be 18 years and above, must be female Ugandans, must be members of NRM, and their names must be found in the NRM register, must pay a non-refundable expression of interest fee of 1 million.
There have been suggestions by various people and locals in Kisoro for Ruth Ninyareza, a sibling to the late, to replace her unopposed for this post. However, the chairperson NRM Electoral Commission, Dr. Tango Doi, says NRM has its structures that must be respected.
I cannot stop leaders from talking their wish, because if wishes were horses, then everyone would ride. Our work is that we call for expression of interest, and if the people sit in the conference to come, because I know Secretariat will have a conference, I think next week, if they come up with one candidate, well and good, but with us as the Electoral Commission, we don't have a candidate, so it is our work to publicize and call for expression of interest.
Not only are there going to be only parliamentary by-elections in Kisoro, but also the local government council by-elections, as Dr. Doi explains.
We have position of district woman councillor for South Division. The one who was there resigned, therefore we must also fill that position. We have the municipal male older person councillor for Northern Division. District councillors will pay 50,000. Municipal councillors will pay 25,000.
The expression of interest for the woman MP seat for Kisoro district will run from the 23rd to the 30th of this month. Rebecca Nantongo, Robert Katamba, UBC News.
Police in North Kyoga have apprehended 4 people in connection with the stealing of goods from moving trucks. It is alleged that a group of gangs have been climbing trucks with valuable goods when they slowed down at bad spots and humps. Police also used the weekly press briefing to advise motorists to adhere to their alternative route as guided by the Ministry of Works.
Stealing from the moving trucks at night has been a big concern following the numerous reports from road users who have since fallen victims. Robbers stage at bad spots and humps to gain access to the goods when trucks slow down.
For them, they climb. So it's a matter of pushing the items that are in the trucks. Then they have their colleagues who are down here collecting them. That's how they've been operating.
4 people have since been arrested following an operation carried out by police.
So this is a very serious matter, which we've also taken it seriously, and we believe that they'll have to face the law.
At least 69 suspected criminals were also arrested on allegation of housebreaking.
The joint intelligence-led operations in the areas of Jinjakam, Ube, Kampala, Kakoge, and Kichope. This follows complaints that members of the public were raising about house breaking and theft, snatching of phones and valuable items, waylaying people while going back home. This operation was conducted.
Meanwhile, following the official closure of Karuma Bridge, police advises motorists to adhere to the alternative routes as guided by the Ministry of Works and Transport.
Our appeal to members of the public is we should be able to observe the road signs, the traffic regulations. That is how best we can protect ourselves from accident. There are teams who are providing security at the bridge. We will definitely support the team who are working. So that means no, even walking, even motorcycle, even bicycle, no one is supposed to pass through the bridge.
Ediulwa, UBC News.
Elders and local leaders in Kiruhura have appealed to President Museveni to intervene in the matter of a long-standing land wrangle involving two prominent families in Omukajera and Kimomo villages in Kakasi sub-county Kiruhura district. The long-standing conflict has since seen some family members die while others get injuries.
Located in Bolomoni village, Otukwa parish, in
acre land located in Kimomo village in Kikatsi sub-county Kiruhura district has been in conflict for over 50 years. The conflict started in the late 60s over boundaries between the now late Bishop Ernest Shalita and late Christopher Kajundira. 90-year-old Bunanuche Keith is a resident of Chitabo village in Kashonji sub-county Kiruhura district, as was then court clerk under Ankole Kingdom.
I went with sub-county chief Katafire, Serwan Osubuga parish chief, and Ndiareva. We showed Bishop Sharita his land of Akenombero. Kashindira had already settled in his land, Echera. And Kashindira had started putting boundary marks in his land.
In 1999, 4 members from the family of late Kajundira, including a pregnant wife of Kajundira's son, were murdered while others were injured.
Nyokuna jire kura abazire banje bangambira mubakatahira abashija bakwetwa bandahiro Isaac nibaza kutwiho mwitaka batera amasasi beitamawe no mukono no higwa agendire bagutera amasasi gwarga.
After the attack, Kajundiras ran away and sought asylum in Ramwanja refugee camp in Kamwenge district. Years later, some of his family members came back to settle, but the land was occupied by Isaac Ndahiro, R&D's national. Later, former IGP Kalekaihura and the Bamgemerere Commission went on locus, but leaders say no solution has ever been produced.
From Bamgemerere, from Toyota and his daughter, they never give us a report showing the outcome.
Ikizuba kitweka kitu ikizuba kya Matsiko na Mvugire mukuba Mvugire Matsiko Joseph Matsiko Council Roya wa Kampala hata natubuza obusinge natutahirira natahirira bakajundira kandi tene kakwate na itakeryo itakarikaba ryasharita.
Elders and district leaders appeal to President Museveni to intervene.
Mbena abantu batubuza obusinge mu kitweka nitwabaragamba ururime barukujurira kumanya ibintu by'ukugenda mu misho amagara gaitu gari mu kabi mbene nyeta president nyishaba president nishaba president aije atwete nari tumugambire shonga zetu atumuriza imitima yitu yone kangarenye.
UBC News Tonight, we thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break. We have more on return.
We are at Shiloh Standard Nursery and Primary School to reward our lucky winner again for our pay school fees with Momo. We are paying school fees for a student who is lucky because the parent used our codes to pay their school fees. You can as well be our winner for the next school fees prize by dialing *165 *80# and you opt into the competition.
Umiatia goin shag no goy shimte luangini kanti bisho kwana tena anene wa poberane da kwani ba mi gum afu akwa yo dushu metikere mba man me ma fen MTM kiken ba mi gum hi men.
Together we're unstoppable.
Hey kids, we're going to count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enjoy 5 ways to love your baby, smoothen and protect your baby's skin with 5 new gentle formulations. Original to nurture your baby, aloe vera to protect your chibubu skin, cocoa butter to comfort your pinku, mild scent to soothe your little one, and avocado to soften your bunju skin. Available in all supermarkets, retail shops, and cosmetics shops near you. Move it, baby jelly. All day confidence.
To help businesses recover from the impact of COVID-19, government introduced a tax amnesty through a waiver of interest and penalty on outstanding principal tax as at June 30th, 2023. Accordingly, URA has since July 2024 been implementing this waiver. To benefit, simply pay your outstanding principal tax by December 31st, 2024 and the waiver is applied automatically upon payment confirmation. This amnesty applies to domestic taxes, namely income tax, rental tax, payee, and others. Grab this golden opportunity today. For more, use the platforms displayed.
Uganda Revenue Authority. Developing Uganda together.
Ministry y'ebyobulamu etegeeza eggwanga lyonna nti waliwo abantu abasangiddwa n'ekirwadde ki Mpox mu Uganda. Ministry y'ebyobulamu ng'ekolera wamu ne banywanyi baayo wamu ne gavumenti ez'ebitundu mu disitulikiti ezirimu ekirwadde kino bakola butaweera okulaba ng'embeera edda mu nteeko. Obubonero obulaga ekirwadde ki Mpox mulimu omusujja, okubutuka omubiri gwonna, omubiri okukumenyekamenyeka, omutwe okukuluma, emimiro okukuluma, okuzibikira ennyindo n'okukolola wamu n'okufuna ensanjabavu. Weetangira okukwatibwa ekirwadde ki Mpox ng'okola bino wammanga. Weewala okulinaana abantu abakakasiddwa nti balina ekirwadde ki Mpox oba abo abalina obubonero bwakyo. Weewala okukwata oba okukozesa ebintu by'oyo alina obubonero bwa Mpox okugeza ng'amasuuka, ebintu ebiriirwako, amasimu n'ebirala. Weewala okulya oba okukwata ku nsolo z'omu nsiko zonna wadde ennamu oba nfu, naddala ezo ezimanyiddwa mu kutambuza obuwuka ng'emmese oba enkima, wamu n'ezo ezirabika nga ndwadde oba ezo ezisangiddwa nga zifudde. Okwegemesa singa oba omu ku abo abali mu katyabaga k'okukwatibwa ekirwadde ki Mpox. Obulwadde bwa Mpox bujjanjabwa era ne buwonera wakati wa ssabbiiti 2 ku 4. Wabula bulumira ddala era busobola n'okuviirako omuntu okufa, naddala mu baana, abakyala abazito wamu n'abo abalina endwadde z'olukonvuba. Okumanya ebisingawo kubira Ministry y'ebyobulamu ku nnamba etali yakusasulira *800 100 oba weereza obubaka bwa SMS ku bwereere ku U-Report ku nnamba 8500.
We thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. Police have fired live bullets to disperse residents of Vugumba zone in Iganga district who were protesting against the increased road accidents in the area near the bridge that crosses from Iganga to Kaliro. The residents blocked the road with logs, tree branches and stones, paralyzing transport as several vehicles remained stuck on the road for several hours. They say that the road has increasingly become a black spot for several accidents, and this comes after a speeding taxi hit a border rider who died on the spot, making 5 in just 2 days. Police led by the area DPC Patrick Biaruhanga says they were forced to fire live bullets to disperse the protesters because they had become violent.
We are here at Chirirwa, the flyover train where the train passes. It is true this place is a black spot in terms of accidents. And we have engaged the leaders and also FINRA to ensure that they support us in this place by installing humps. So what I'm aware of, arrangements are underway to ensure that they put humps here to ensure that they manage speed. Yesterday there was an accident that claimed 4 people, just here. Even this morning some person also died here. But of course there are many factors. You see there are many roads that come in and of course the road is smooth, so people overspeed. Like yesterday it was a total case of overspeeding and I think driving without considering other road users. Because the tipper came from each side and knocked these people on the opposite side. But of course as a police we have been putting temporary measures. We are going to increase on that temporary measure of our presence, deploying traffic police around this area to ensure that we minimize on the occurrences. That there is lawful business, no question about that. This is a highway that goes to Kaliro and there is a lot that happens. So, but of course there are things you handle slowly. We had to take time to engage the members of the public. We know they are grieved. We want government action, yes, but also business must continue. We couldn't leave the road blocked. Of course we want to take action to ensure that we unblock the road as police.
I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day. Yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Instant noodles, they're Indomie Instant Noodles is available in 3 flavors of chicken, beef, and vegetable. Buy your Indomie Instant Noodles in supermarkets and dukas near you anywhere across Uganda. Indomie Instant Noodles, Uganda's best loved noodles.
Namunkekela Agro-Processing Industries Limited, NAPIL, presents the Namunkekela Liaoshen Industrial Park Trade Show and Bazaar under the theme Celebrating Local and Foreign Investment on Friday 27th to Saturday 28th September 2024 at Kapeka Industrial Park starting at 9 a.m. Entrance is free. Are you a business person, school, or consumer of authentic Ugandan products? Don't miss this chance for incredible discounts on premium items like ceramic tiles, electricals, garments, shoes, bags, TVs, agricultural tools, dried mangoes, and pineapples. Guests of honor are Minister for Investment, Honorable Evelyn Anite, and the Chief Coordinator Operation Wealth Creation, General Salim Saleh. Come and enjoy Uganda's top artists. Would you like to exhibit? Call 0783-293-348 or 0757-896-914. Kapeka, the center for all your quality products.
The East Africa UK Tourism and Cultural Expo 2024 is here, happening on 8th and 9th of November 2024 under the theme Enhancing Tourism as Engine for Social and Economic Transformation on the sidelines of WTM London at the Rembrandt Hotel, 11th Thalo, PI South Kensington, London, SW7 2RS, United Kingdom. For tickets, exhibitors will pay £1,000 and participants will pay £300. For more information, call +256 787 096 100 or +254 795 806 969. Visit www.eauktourismexpo.com to register.
The Ministry of Health informs the general public that there are some cases of Mpox detected in Uganda. The ministry, working with partners and affected district local governments, are doing their best to contain the situation. The signs and symptoms of Mpox are body rash, fever, general body weakness, headache, sore throat, nasal congestion or cough, and swollen lymph nodes. You can prevent yourself from getting infected with Mpox by avoiding close contact with people who have been confirmed to have Mpox or who have signs and symptoms of Mpox, avoiding touching or sharing personal items like beddings, eating utensils, phones, or other belongings of a person who has the signs and symptoms of Mpox. Avoiding contact, including eating, with all wild animals, alive or dead, especially those known to carry the virus, such as rodents and monkeys, and those that appear sick or have been found dead. Getting vaccinated if you're among those who have been identified to be at high risk of Mpox infection. Mpox is treatable and usually goes away after 2 to 4 weeks. However, it can be severe, causing even death, especially among children, pregnant women, and those with other health conditions. For more information and support, contact your nearest health worker. Call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line on 0800 100 066 or send a free SMS to YouReport on 8500.
We thank you so much for watching, and now let's talk sport. The Uganda Swimming Federation's third and final swim meets of the year happened over the weekend, with swimmers continuing to impress with their personal best times. Marshall Miro has the details.
Over the course of the weekend, the 2024 Uganda Swimming Federation League was a success. The third league meet was dominated by Dolphins duo Aziku Ian and Pendo Kaumi, who were impressive.
Pendo targets 100 freestyle 154. He finished to the second position with a 55. 1.500 is what you put 25. He will be coming in with a 15-1, resulting into a 55-6. This is where time starts increasing into the middle. It is a 50.
Aziku Ian beat Larry Finney, Ampire Namanya, and Kimuli Trevor in the 50-meter breaststroke with a time of 30 seconds for the second week in succession, while Pendo Kaumi made 2 minutes 22 seconds in a 200-meter individual medley and a fast 54 seconds in the 100-meter freestyle event.
Fly was just trying to hold it underwaters, and backstroke, I'm very weak at backstroke, so I was trying my best to just hold on till I get to advantage. That's the breaststroke. Try to cover distance. But yeah, Freestyle, I was gone.
We've done 3 events each day, which was a good idea. Yeah, all in all, it was a good gala.
Too much pressure of having so many events on one day, which is really good. 3 events a day isn't really something heavy to do.
The two will focus on improving their times ahead of the Kana Aquatics Zone 3 Championship set for Burundi this November.
Now first I have to finish finals. For me, I have finals in about 2 weeks until I'll start training again late October.
For me, I've been alone, so I haven't been training. I started training on Monday actually. But I'm going to take my training more seriously morning and evening while I'm still doing school until Kana wins.
On the next history, let's have on first 25, continue 1. Lukomwa at the water, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Meanwhile, in the boys 15 to 16 age bracket, Getter swimmer Ethan Sengoba made personal best times in the 100-meter freestyle with a 55 seconds and the 100-meter butterfly with a 1 minute 2 seconds, and also shone in the 200-meter individual medley. Athletes will return after a fortnight for the Independence Gala. Thereafter, will shift focus towards the National Sprints Meet in November before the Kana Zone 3 Games in Burundi later that month. Mashomiro Victor, UBC News.
And that brings us to the end of all we had for you tonight. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakoni, and the whole team will catch you at 10 p.m. in our other bulletin. Enjoy the evening.